Apple's annual fall product event premiered last week, and we got pretty much everything we expected. Two of those products happen to be the Apple Watch Series 9 and the Ultra 2. Now, in my recent video, I did talk about the Ultra 2 and what I think about it, but now that they're both released, let's go ahead and talk about the new products and the new software, Watch OS 10. Let's get right into it. So just a quick recap, the Apple Watch Series 9 did receive the new S9 chip, so a performance bump already from the Series 8 that we saw last year. As well as some improvements to the display. It got a brighter display, so up to 2000 nits on its display, so one of the brightest that we've seen. I think the biggest thing we saw with both the Series 9 and the Ultra 2 is the now non-internet based Siri. So it's now on the device. That means it's going to be quicker response times, no more thinking about the questions that you're asking it. So it'll just be on device, so it'll just happen pretty much instantly. So that'll be nice to see. It's a nice change from the previous series. Specifically regarding the Apple Watch Ultra 2, we didn't see many changes physically with the design, but we did get the brightness displayed up to 3000 nits. So it's going to be the brightest Apple wearable that you can possibly get. So I think they are testing the brightness on the displays to possibly go into bigger forms, as in the iPhone, iPad, and possibly the Mac. I'm not sure, but definitely the iPhone and iPad, they'll probably try to make brighter on the next couple series of those phones. We'll see. I think they're starting with the Apple Watch Ultra for now. Now, Watch OS 10 is finally here and available. Apple has introduced a couple cool new features that we're going to get into. First obvious one is the Smart Stack feature for Watch OS 10. Now, we did see that on the iPhone with iOS 16. We were able to basically gather your kind of favorite notifications or widgets, if you will, and kind of gather them in one specific block on the iPhone on your home screen, and then they're layered, so you can just basically flip them back and forth and see them kind of go through. So they've now implemented that into the watch, which I think is really cool. It's on the digital crown and on the home screen. So now you can flip through using the digital crown, see all your widgets right there and your notifications right there from the display. Now, regarding the home screen, we have new watch faces. This was pretty exciting. On the Watch OS 10, we did hear that we were going to have some really cool animations on the watch faces for this year. So definitely got into the new watch faces first, and we saw that we have Snoopy, which is a cool animation for the home screen. Basically allows your watch, every time it turns on or wakes, as you want to say, there's a new animation with Snoopy involving an action, and then obviously the time of day, and all your widgets are on there as you scroll through the Smart Stack. But it takes you right to the home screen, and it has a cool Snoopy display. We did also see Palette, a solar analog display, and the new Nike Globe watch face, which actually looks really cool and unique, really bold type of color and design. The new Palette watch face is a 3-layer color design that changes throughout your day. I think it's really cool, but it does have a lot of variations. My favorite one right now is the Azure setting. I do like the nice blue and yellow tones it has, but there's many variations and varieties for the colors that you may want, which is really nice to see from Apple. This watch face also allows you to show convenient information for you on the corners of the Apple Watch. I like to see temperature there, battery, stuff like that. The new solar watch face for Watch OS 10 is probably my least favorite. It's not terrible. I mean, you may like it, but I do like the dark variation to it because it has a little bit more contrast on the watch face as pertains to the other ones. But it's not my favorite design. It could be a little bit better. It does have some variation within the numerals on the watch face. So overall, fun interactive displays on the home screen of the Apple Watch. I do hope that, the lock screen of the Apple Watch. I do hope that Apple does continue to release those throughout the year, possibly. I think that would be cool and unique to have some cool animations added into the watch faces category of Apple throughout the year. I think it would keep it nice and refreshed for your Apple Watch displays. Now getting into the home screen, I do think where all the apps reside was kind of messy before. I do think that Apple should have probably implemented this new design into the previous Watch OSs. I think it was probably ready or should have been ready to be released back then, but they waited till now. We do finally have a nice organized stack, if you will, of the apps on the home screen. So very nice. It's much better, much cleaner, much more organized, easier to find stuff rather than just a big web. I think it was cool at first, kind of creative way to do it because you didn't really use it as much, but as people are starting to use the Apple Watch a little bit more in terms of health, fitness, all that good stuff, and even sleep tracking. I mean, it's easy to find those apps now, whereas before it was a little bit of a cluster. So glad Apple finally did that. It's something that people have been wanting to do or see. Oh yeah, and the biggest thing with Watch OS 10, obviously, as we know from iOS 17, name drop. Name drop is here for Apple Watch. You can utilize that to share your contact information, your contact posters, your new stuff like that with Apple Watch. And then I do really like this add-in from Apple, the redesigned apps for the new Watch OS 10 for previous Apple Watches or existing Apple Watches is like your weather apps. So your weather apps now take full effect of the display and they take the area up that weren't using before on certain apps. So I think that's really, really cool. It's a small feature. Again, they probably could have added that last Watch OS, but it's nice that they finally added it in now. There's a ton more they've added into the fitness health categories on the Apple Watch for the new OS 10, as well as sleep tracking and all that good stuff on that end. And then obviously the new Apple Watch Series 9 and the Ultra 2 are going to be the first carbon neutral platform products in terms of wearables. So definitely look forward to getting that. If you are upgrading, you're going to help the environment. So that's a positive. But always, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite feature of Watch OS 10 is, if you have already updated. And if you're getting the new Apple Watch, one of the two Apple Watches, let me know which one in the comments down below. Ask me any questions down below as well. I'm always happy to answer those. I will probably have to do another update video on the Watch OS 10 once I've had a little bit more time with it. Again, it just released. I've had it a little bit early. I've had the betas, but I'm going to use it for a little bit longer and probably do an update video in a little bit. I'm just showing you guys more efficient ways to use Watch OS 10 on your Apple Watch. So stay tuned for that. Definitely subscribe if you're new, if you haven't already. Definitely give this video a thumbs up. Otherwise, maybe restart, try again, whatever the case is. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one.